y'all, it's Yvette, and I am back working on my shapes for Trinket 2023 with Alison glass. And I've decided to use the Alison glass fabric that I have this is the new, one of her new lines with the little scarabs in it, and I just love it. So I've already put together 8 of the blocks, and I'll share those with you right now. But these are the fabrics that I'm using, and here are the first 8. So I have this one done, and I'll just go down the line, and these are, yes, these are in order. This time I went ahead and numbered them because I did not do that with the first one, the first set, and I got all confused about what I was showing. And I did try to do some fussy cutting for these, so I was having quite a bit of fun with them for sure. And there's that last one. That one I messed up on a little bit, but you know what? We're not perfect, so I'm leaving it just like that. And I have the last 2 that I'm going to be putting together, and the first one is going to be, this is number 9. And here's the patterns together. And then number 10 has got 3 pieces. So I'm going to try to hold this up, but here's number 10. And I'll go ahead and sew those on camera here and just kind of fast forward that a little bit. I'm going to put these together, and perhaps whenever I get to the end where I'm putting the pieces together, that have, especially like number 10 with the 3 pieces, I'm going to go ahead and maybe slow the camera down and explain how I'm doing that. So here we go. I'm going to finish number 9 and number 10. Okay, so I have my fabrics and I have my templates. I'm going to go ahead and do number 9 first. And what I like to do is figure out before I get started how exactly I want them to look. Now, I feel like if I try to do the fussy cut with the scarabs on this one, that it may not work as well as I would like, except for perhaps these side strips. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to, when I get to the number 6 on either side, I'll probably fussy cut that part. And other than that, I think I'm going to try to just stick with the solids. So that being said, let me see, I'm going to kind of move that pattern over. And then I kind of want to take a look at how I've done these and figure out, are there colors that I should be using that maybe I haven't used as much? And it looks like I should probably use a little bit more of the orange. So I am going to take the orange, and I'll probably put that one aside for fussy cutting, and I'll do that in number 6 space. And to go with the orange, I think I'm going to do perhaps the purple and this green. Okay, so let me see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other than that. Okay, so let me see, I could do each one, really. Yeah, I think I'll do that, actually. I think that'll look cute. Okay, so I think I'll do that. Number 1, which one do I want to put in the middle? So if this one's off to the side, if I put one of them in the middle, I think I'll put the 2 greens maybe I'll put one as 4 and one as 5. That way they're not like right next to each other. And so I'll hold those on to 4 and 5. And then I think what I'll do then is I will put the pink as number 1, because then I think the pink or the blue and the purple go with both of those quite well. So that's what I'll do. Pink will be number 1. So here I go. I'm just going to start cutting my fabric. And I just took some pieces out of my stash to kind of work with. And let me get my bigger set of scissors. Don't need very big pieces. And it won't matter what I do. I'm still going to end up like losing some of those scarabs anyway. So I'm going to try to just see what I can do here. Because I'm trying not to use the scarabs. So, well, I'll just cut. Like I said, I don't think it's going to really matter because I'm going to end up with things being a little kooky. So I'm just going to cut the selvage off. That way I know that it's not in the way. And then my next color, I will probably, let me just do, number 2 can be the blue. I don't think it really matters which one. So I'll just go with the blue. And let's see, same thing. I'm just going to cut a big piece off, and I'll cut the pieces I need off of it. I probably could just go all the way across. I'm going to use it anyway. With number 9 and number 10, I'll probably use a bit of it. Okay, so now I can probably just use the pieces right here. Just going to cut selvage off of this one. Okay, and then I'll just go right down the middle and I'll use either side. Okay, so here I go. Okay, so as you can see, these two pieces have arrows on them that show that they are going to be sewed together right there. So you're just going to put these right sides together and then sew along this seam allowance line. And I like to use Wonder Clips because anytime you're having more than one layer of, you know, fabric and you've got it, it's a little bit bulky. I just don't want it to move. That's really all it is. I just will do everything I can to ensure that it is not going to move. And I don't care how crazy I look. I'm gonna put as many Wonder Clips as I can fit on this sucker. And I'll even put them, to be honest with you, on the ends because I just don't want it to move. I want it to be completely like straight all the way around, and then I'm done. Now with this is a very easy piece. A lot of times if I'm having pieces where it's not so cut and dried putting them together, like probably when I'm doing the number 10, I'll show you this a little bit more, but I will use straight pins to make sure that it's going into the right place. On this one in particular, I'm just not going to worry about it, to be honest. And that's a personal decision. You can decide whether you want to do it or not. If not, you know, you don't have to. If you want to, go right on ahead. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, the quilting police are made up. Because it really doesn't matter. As long as your piece turns out the way you like it and you're happy, then you didn't do a thing wrong. That's what I think. Okay, now I tend to keep my papers on except for in the seam allowance. I take that out because once you press that seam allowance, it is very difficult to get anything out of there. So I always will take them out. And then I can make a decision. Do I want to take out these pieces in the middle that are sort of landlocked? I mean, they're not going to have any bearing on sewing the final pieces together. In other words, you really just need to keep anything that is attached to your seam allowance lines so that whenever you're putting those together, you know, you have those lines intact. Now, this pattern here is quite simple, that there are no little tiny pieces. If there was a really tiny piece, anything in here, if it were really tiny, I'd pull it out now. But for this, I'm just going to leave it as intact as possible so that the papers won't fall off also. Okay, so there is my number 9 shape, and now let's move to number 10. I've got my 3 pieces here, and I know that the middle is a star, and I think honestly, I think I'm just going to use pink in the star because I love pink. That's why I'm going to do it. So I'm just because this is like, you know, as we're going to be going, I just don't want to have to think about it. So I'm just going to put, oops, this is a brand new Cotton Cuts pen. Thanks, Cotton Cuts. So I'm just going to write a P because I know I'm going to want to use pink. And I'm going to put P on number 2 and P on number 3 and then P on number 2. Okay, and then let's see. I really think that I just want this one to be like pink and green. And I want it to be this green. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, let's get ready for that. So that means that everywhere that I have the P, I'm going to put pink. And where there is no P, I'm going to put green. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try some, listen, I have been fussy cutting every single one of these. And then this one, I don't know if you noticed, but it ended up coming out with his little head poking out, and part of me was like, oh, I can't believe that happened, and then I was like, you know what though, it's kind of cute. So I just left it. I think it's actually kind of cute. So for this one only, for number 10, I'm going to just cut fabric and go, and I'm just going to not pay attention to where it's going. I know how crazy that sounds, but y'all, sometimes I just get this, you know, wild hair that's what I want to do. All right, so I think the pink is the only one that I hadn't cut all the way across. So let me cut it. I'm just going to cut that piece the rest of the way. See how much of it. I think I'm just going to cut all the way across here. Just to have that piece. Okay. All right, so, and then I'm going to cut the selvage off of there. Boop. And now I can get going. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's see. All right, so all of the number 1s that I have are green. So I'm just going to cut a piece that is going to fit in there. And it looks like I can just go from right here. Boop, and then to like here is how it looks. Now when I do this, y'all, I don't go crazy with it. I really don't. I don't want it myself. I don't want Mike to like go nuts trying to, you know, oh, I gotta get that exactly square, so I don't do that. Okay, so those 2 pieces, I'm gonna do that. Actually, I think this one went on this. I don't think it really matters. They're both kind of the same size. And then this one, that's not going to fit that, but I can use this for another one later. So let me just cut another piece off of here. Let's see, I was on this side. So probably won't need that much, but I don't really know. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, and I can just cut all the way across. I'll just cut that piece. I'm going to be keeping them all together to use later anyway, so that's okay. This way I don't have to fuss with it too much. Alright, and no selvage anymore. Okay, so I'm going to save this to the side. I have this one going with that one, this one going with that one, and then this size, I'm going to go right here up to, and that should be fine. Okay, that one and that one. Now, number 2, because number 1 is your piece that doesn't actually get sewn on. It's just, it's an automatic. So it looks like I'm going to need, these 2 are going to be a pink part. So I'm just going to cut that, and I'm going to cut that, and that should be fine. And then on this one, oh, that one too. Okay, cool. So just going to do that for all of them. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break to go feed my cats, and I'll be right back to finish this up. Okay, so I'm back, and let's go ahead and finish these up. You know, it's interesting whenever you, you know, when you're sort of working from home, and all I was going to do was feed the cats, but then I noticed that the dishwasher needed to be emptied, and dishes needed to be done, and then we were out of something, and blah, you know, all these things come up. So it's been a minute, but you know, we're gonna get these finished. It'll be just fine. I just think it's funny how that happens, you know. Anyway, getting this done. No worries at all. Okay, so I have my 3 pieces ready, and I want to start joining them together. So if you'll notice, these arrows are pointing toward each other, and Alison was very clever where she put a number 1 in this arrow and then a number 2 in this arrow. So, oh, you're not even being able to see what I'm pointing at. Hold on, let me try to flip it around and put it maybe up here. Yeah, okay. So she's got these 2 arrows here that have a number 1, and then these 2 arrows up top that have a number 2. So that means that I'm going to take these 2 pieces and put them together first, and then once those 2 are attached, then I'm going to attach the 3rd one to this set. So let's do that. I'm going to put them right sides together, and then we're going to try to just fit them in that little space. And so it's great because she puts those little notches. If you cut those little notches, it's going to fit in there perfectly. So not only at this time will I put my wonder clips in, just get a few. And I do try to get those in there as much as I can, a lot of different spots. And then what I'll do is I take a straight pin, like I was talking about earlier, and I'm going to put them in the corners right here and just pop it straight through, just get it straight up and down. And then I'm going to go to the other corner and I'm going to do the same thing. It's kind of hard to do this on camera, but I'll get it. And I see these 2 spots where there is a line that's ending. And without looking on the other side, usually what I'll do is I will just put a pin in each of those spots as well, so that if there is something to match on the other side, I can see if it's all gone into the correct spot. Okay, so I have them there. You can see them in the paper. And then when, of course I have to look first because I don't want y'all to know how badly I messed up. Actually, it's not that bad. So I think that it looks pretty spot on. If they look like that, and you can see also on this one in particular that it is coming right out where it will match up, right? So that's perfect. And so that means I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sew these together. So I'll take the pins out. And I've got the Wonder Clips, and I'm just going to leave them everywhere because I don't want it to move. I don't care how crazy it looks. I told you guys this. I don't care how crazy it looks, how crazy y'all think I am. That sucker ain't moving. So now I can bump it around. I can get up, and if I need the ladies, or if I have to go and do the dishes or feed the cats, or I know that nothing is going to move. Okay. And then here I go. I'm going to go and attach this part. Once I got the needle in, I'll kind of move that one just so it's out of the way. And then I can just sew across the seam allowance line. And I go slow just because I am serious about trying to get it as perfect as I can. And doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but it's more likely if I go slower. Okay. Jellybean, you just had dinner, buddy. Okay. So again, I'm going to pull out the seam allowance paper because I don't want to do it after. And I'm going to take these pieces of the the star out. Just because they're small and they're right there by the seam allowance, and it's not going to affect connecting the pieces. So I'm going to take it out before I do the pressing. And now I'll press. Okay, so I have this piece ready, and now I'm going to take the other piece and I'm going to move them right sides together, and again I'm going to line it up, all the little notches, and I just feel it with my fingers, you know, like I can feel where everything needs to be. And I'm just going to do all the same stuff. I'm just going to put these Wonder Clips on. Okay, and then I'm going to take my straight pins and put them in that corner again. The two corners. Two corners. And then I have those two pieces, or sorry, 2 points where the star is on here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball that pretty good. Hopefully I got it kind of looking sideways so I can keep it in the camera. I hope I'm keeping it in the camera because I'm not even actually looking up at the camera. Okay, so we can see where I have the pins going in. And, oh my goodness. You guys, honestly, like, it's been perfectly straight on today. So you can totally see that the pins are coming out exactly where they should. So I'm going to take the pins out. We'll go with that. It's the last time I'm going to be pinning, so I'll just close them up for now. And I'm going to put a couple more Wonder Clips on because I really do believe in the power of the Wonder Clips. I'm not kidding. And it's not going to, as long as you still have more, it's not going to cost you anything. You know, you got the darn things. Just use them. Okay, so here we go. Okay, and there's my little star. He's all made. I love how they've got the little scarab right in the middle. That's so cute. I didn't even try to do that, right? I didn't even try to do that. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll show you on the back. See, this is exactly why when I'm thinking, I try to sort of think ahead a little bit so that I can know that maybe these two right here would not be a big deal to be in the, you know, left in there, but the one on the inside here, I mean, you would have had to like really mess it up to pull it out. Sometimes you can't avoid that, but anytime I can, that's what I try to do. So anyway, I now have all of my little blocks. They're all ready to go. Oops. And yeah, so these are the last two that you didn't get to see that I just made tonight. And I just love this. I'm loving this so much, you guys. I will see you guys with the next set of blocks. Enjoy sewing.